this way. Okay, so it is, oh, my watch is dead. Okay, oh, it's 6:30. Apollo, stop it. Okay, so, hello everybody. It is this light. Hey, is that better? I don't know. That seems better. It's just very bright. Okay, so welcome to Shop a Lot. I'm Janice. Today is Tuesday, and this is my 9th live of my 30-day live marathon, and I'm having a blast, and I hope you guys are too. I've got so many things. I got a lot of inspiration today. So, hi Chris. I just read your message, so thank you. And let me look at it again. I just read it really quick. But yeah, I'll read it and see if I should wax them. I probably will. That can only help, right? So we're going to be waxing today also those pieces that I made yesterday, that we painted yesterday. I went over them a second time today. I felt like the one or 1.5 coats that I did was not enough, and I also wasn't sure that I liked the way the two colors were working together. So if you remember, we were using Apothecary as the base coat, and then I was putting on Farm Fresh, which is a little bit of a bluer hue to it. And I wasn't seeing a lot of contrast. So today I wanted to see if it was a wet on wet thing, because the paint was wet when I was putting on which is normally what we do. I mean, that's definitely what we do, is blend colors while they're wet. But because these colors are so close, I wasn't seeing hardly any contrast. So what I did today was I went around the whole piece, both of these pieces, and I put on a ton of Farm Fresh all around so that I could see the contrast. And I didn't put it on, I just slopped it on. I didn't do a blend. I just painted it on the corner, all around the corners, because I wanted to see if I could get some contrast, and I did, thank goodness. So you can see, now you can see two different colors. Now you can also see how badly I applied the paint, because I really didn't think it was going to show, and I was in a wicked hurry because I had to run off to something I had to do it. But I'm not concerned about it, because it's not going to stay like this, because we're going to put on some transfers and we're going to wax it. And then when it's done, we're going to wax it again, and we're going to use a white wax. So with all of that stuff going on, I don't think that this is going to be noticeable. And the other thing I was thinking about doing before waxing is giving it a sand. So I have mentioned before that look at this. This is used to not be yellow. It's yellow because of the queen bee when I sanded the chair. It looks like I bought it yellow. So I'm definitely gonna give these guys a little bit of a sand before we put on the wax. But I also wanted to show you, I went on a shopping excursion today, and I went to Jerry's Artarama, Adorama, based on Chris Oliver Newman, who's watching right now. He's the only one watching right now. I'm talking to you, Chris. I went and I got the clay. I got my bag. My Jerry's, my first time I've ever been, and I got this is the clay, right? The Creative Paper Clay. I got 2 of these, 16 ounces. I got 2 of those, and then I got the art resin. Is that the one? It was the only one I saw there, and I didn't double check your message to see if that was the brand, but it was the only one, so I assume it's the one. So so I got the resin. So that's all I bought. I was good. I was in and out. I was in and out of there. And let me tell you how much that cost. So oh, well, the resin wasn't cheap, huh? The resin was not cheap. The resin was $31. I didn't even look. So the resin was $31. I hope it goes a long way because they're not huge containers. But hi, Melanie. I can tell because your picture pops up, so I know you're there. Thank you for joining. I was just saying that I went to an art store today in Providence. Yep. Did you get the VIP card? Yes, I did. So I saved 10%. So I got the VIP card at Jerry's Adorama in Providence. Now, if you watched Debbie, hi Melanie. If you watched Debbie's design diary, Chris told me that they ran out of the IOD clay, and I knew that because as a retailer, I couldn't order any for my store, and I was telling Chris about it, and Chris said, well, they have really good clay elsewhere. So she pointed me to this Creative Paper Clay, and lo and behold, on Debbie's design diary on her live yesterday, she was, because she didn't have IOD clay either, she was using this. So Chris is right that this is the clay to use if you don't have, the IOD clay. I'll get it from my store, but I don't know. I'm gonna use this. Maybe I don't know if I'm gonna get it from my store, but we're gonna use this. So those 3 things, the clay was $20. $9.43 a piece. So less, so it's $18 for both of these clays. So for 16 ounces, is that a pound? So for 2 of these, that's a good price. And I've never used them before, so we'll see. But this project that we're doing, we're going to be using the Kindest Regards stamp on that clay and making fake broken plaster and putting it on this piece. Melanie, did you happen to see the video? You're familiar with that video of Debbie's, right? The one, the other one was less expensive. Oh, there was a nut. That wasn't the one. Oh, well, that's okay. It was right near the clay and I just grabbed it. But that's okay. Hi, Deb. How are you? Thanks for coming on. So yesterday, let's get started. So mimicking, or I'm using Debbie's bureau that she created as inspiration. Let's turn this around. I posted the link to her video so you could see, you could watch her video, and if you haven't been introduced to Debbie yet, or been introduced to Debbie's work. It's a great video to start with because she's really funny. She tells a really good story. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, whoop, yay, yep, that's good. Yes, the other, first thing I'm gonna do is sand. So I don't know if you heard, but when I wasn't loving that I was not getting enough contrast between the two colors yesterday, the Apothecary and the Farm Fresh. And I didn't understand why I wasn't getting enough contrast, and it was bothering me. And I wondered if it was a wet on wet issue because both paints were wet, which is what you do when you blend. But they may have, because these colors are so close together, blending them just kind of made them one color. So I did a wet on dry today. So I took wet paint, wet Farm Fresh, over Apothecary, over a base of Apothecary, and I feel like now I see the contrast. So you might be able to see these little color contrasts now. I didn't have any of that yesterday, and it was bothering me. So, but I put it on really bad because I really didn't think I was in a hurry, and I was just slapping it on. So I didn't really, and I didn't think I was going to get the contrast, but now I have it, but I don't love it. So, but I'm not concerned because there's going to be so much going on. So what I'm going to do first is sand. Now I sand for a couple of reasons. I don't know if I should sand. No. I just, oh, that's wet. That's what that is. That's wet for some reason. I just going to sand very, very lightly because I want the paint to be very smooth. Where did I put that other sanding brush? I want it to feel really, really smooth. And then once I sand it, I'm going to wax it with a clear wax. And we will see if that helps those transfers go on any easier, so I don't have to work as hard. I felt like I worked way too hard on putting those transfers on. And the transfer that we're going to be using is so pretty. It's this one. I gotta get out they all come with this little stick. This one, it's called Flora Parisiensis. Paris Inesis. I don't know. See that word? I don't know if you know that. Can say it. Flora Parisiensis. Something like that. This is what it looks like. I'm going to bring over here so I can... This is what it looks like. It's huge, just like the other one that we used. But what I like about this one is the flowers are pretty separate. So cutting them, the last one we did, I can't remember the name of it, but the flowers were all really, really close together. So cutting them was really, really difficult. So this one, they're all separate. They're also huge. So these are not huge pieces of furniture. But look how beautiful it's gonna look. We'll figure it out. You guys are gonna have to help me a little bit. But this is the exact transfer that Debbie used on hers. So I don't know if we'll get to it tonight, to be honest, because I have to sand and wax. So let me do it kind of quickly, but I don't want to ruin it. I just want it to feel smooth. And if some wood starts to show, if some wood comes out and it gets a little distressed, then that's okay too. So you can see how this clay-based paint has really hardened, and really it's substantial paint. I mean, it's on there. It's distressed a little bit. I'm not sure how much I like it. If I don't, oh yeah, I like this though. This distressing's good. So I'm gonna turn it. This is the back side. Now I finished the back side, so you can see how, now you can really see the contrast, which is what I wanted. I wanted that contrast. So I did have to work for it. I did have to put multiple coats to get that contrast, but this is always a work in progress. You just kind of go with the flow. You see what happens and what you can do to make it better. So you just want this to be smooth. Whoop. So I'm just going to work one at a time. One tonight. I'm not going to do both. I'll just do this one. And then see how far we get. Now I wanted you to see the paint that's on the glass. Remember? Yesterday I said I did not use tape. I did not tape. Well, because watch. I'm just going to put a little bit of, I got a little thing of water here. And I'm just going to, it comes right off. It comes right off, like so easily. You don't need a razor blade or anything like that. So that's why I didn't put the tape on, because it really wasn't necessary, because the paint comes right off. This is kind of a high grit that I'm using, or low, high, because it's rough. It's pretty rough. So it's probably 80. Do you guys like the way this looks? Tell me what you think. I love these colors. Oops. I'm using the wet rag. That's not too bright. I like this little bit of distressing down here. It's not too much, it's just a little. I like having a little bit of distressing around the corners. And it's always best to distress a little, because you can always add more. So I'm very concerned with the feel of the wood. I want the wood to be really smooth. Because I put the paint on pretty heavy. If you remember, I was stippling it for texture too, so I don't want to remove all of that texture, but I do want it to be smooth, and the wax is going to help that get smooth. So this is definitely a part of furniture painting, sanding down your piece. The distressing is up to you how much you want to distress. So this one, if you remember, the other one, the little label came, the little key thingy came off. So this one stayed on, so I painted this one, and I'm really glad I did because I think that looks great. And if we can get a floral transfer, a piece of the transfer on there, that'll look really cool. So I'm just going to sand. See, I like that. You see that little distress mark right there in that little corner? And things like that make me happy. That little distress mark is what it's all about. So I'm gonna do that. Make sure I get that in some spaces on the corners. So I'll do it on this corner. That, and some on the sides. Not too much, but just a little. Get that paint off in a minute. Some distressing on the edges, always. Okay. Paint is rock hard. It's like I've said many times, it's clay. And I heard Debbie when I watched her video on that bureau, she was saying it dries to an adobe finish. That's how she described it, and I thought that was really good way to describe it. I said I have to remember that, because an adobe-like finish, because this is clay that it's made in I believe in New Mexico. The paint is made. I keep saying that and I never look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm getting the paint off the window. These pieces are beautiful. Aren't they so much prettier this color? Oh my God, I love them. Oh gosh. Marva, hi Marva. Patty Richardson. Hello, Mary Ellen Nyberg. Hello. How are you? It's a way pretty color. Oh, a very pretty color. Oh, Randy, I think it's coming along nicely. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Randy. It's nice to see all of you guys. So the color's pretty, isn't it? So this I'm just gonna get this paint off and get started on the waxing, because I know it is a long process. Well, it's a long process because I'm only doing it at night. So So a couple hours a day, but it's kind of good because I can time it, how many hours I spent on this. Not too many when you think about it. Think about all the work, and it's 2 pieces. My battery is fully charged. So I thought yesterday I was going to be going out today buying a new phone, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I already did the sides, so I did all 4 sides. So we're only going to do one tonight, so that maybe we can make some progress with you guys. All right, so the wax is this wax. It's DIY. It's the DIY. I'm going to use the clear wax. And this is a larger bottle. This is the biggest container we have of the wax. And there is the clear wax. It's all natural. All natural ingredients. She puts it on her face. She says it's like a moisturizer. So I don't think I'll be. If I'm broken out tomorrow, you'll know why. I won't be though, because it's all natural. I mean, she wouldn't. That's her thing. She's a very organic woman, and she wants her products that are natural. So now I want to just let you know that you may experience a phenomenon in the furniture painting world, and my next video addresses this phenomenon. And what it's called is the wax freakout factor. And I do believe Debbie mentioned the freakout factor in that video, the same video. I wish I had a name for it so I could refer to it. So you're going to see it firsthand. And I've had, not tons of experience, but a little bit of experience. And I still freak out. I can't. Okay, so these are on my website. This is a synthetic brush by Paint Pixie. Beautiful brush. Paint Pixie is a small business. And the woman started this company, and she's about my age, which is really, really inspiring. But she started this company making these brushes. This is the wax. This is the wax brush. So what you do is you put just a little bit of wax on the brush. My problem is people tell me a little bit of wax, and I was putting way too little. I think that you're gonna find your vibe. So here we go. I'm gonna just put it on now. You're gonna notice. See what happens? As soon as you put the wax on, it gets very dark. It deepens the color of the paint. So it's a little scary, and you feel like, wow, what the heck is going on? I have just ruined this piece. But you didn't, because it will seep into that clay. This wax is made to go with this paint, and it seeps into that clay. And tomorrow, when I come and look at this, it should be more like this color again. It'll be a little bit deeper, but not that deep. So the other, I know that probably doesn't sound too freakish, but let me tell you why it's freakish. Because sometimes I have gotten, or I feel like I'm not doing it right, because I have gotten streaks. And that really freaked me out. I was doing a custom kitchen for a friend of mine, and it was all in Mermaid's Tail. And when I waxed it, I didn't put enough wax on my brush, so I didn't know I was doing wrong. And when I looked at it the next day, it was all streaky, and I was very upset, very freaked out. So, see how this didn't get dark? Like, that's dark, and that didn't get dark. That's freaky to me. And this is why I made a whole video. I made a whole video on this, because I had to think that there has to be a way to avoid this freak out factor. And what I discovered through that video is, like, see, no matter what I do, that's not getting darker, and I don't know why. All right, it's not getting, there's nothing I can do. So, but tomorrow we're not expected to see this tomorrow. Not supposed to be streaky tomorrow. So, I know I have furniture painters on here tonight. Marva, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And Patty, you guys are furniture painters, so do you guys experience this freak out factor? Because I do. I get really nervous. So tell me about it. Tell me about your experience with the freak out factor with wax. I'm still new at this, you know, so I still freak on lots of things. I'm not experienced yet where I don't freak anymore. You know what it could be? The darker is the Farm Fresh deepening, and this is the Apothecary deepening. So it might just be the two colors deepening. And one color is darker than the other, so maybe that's why it looks like that. Which means that tomorrow will be fine. But waxing is very important part. It needs to be done. It needs to be done because it protects the paint. It protects the paint. And I like to say it's like a barrier between the paint and the elements. So that's basically the front, and you can see it is streaky looking. Oh gosh, that I don't want to break it. I really don't want to break the glass. The video is not out yet. I videotaped me waxing the beach nightstand because I've been wanting to, every project I've done, I feel like I want to I want to just deal with the waxing issue, this waxing freak out factor, because I don't want people to freak out. And I understand why, but I have to have faith in the product. And it's not the product. I believe that the reason why my piece did not come out right is because I was doing it wrong. So in my video, I talk about what I thought I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to wax, and what happened when I did it the way I thought I was supposed to. And then I did it, so I did two sides. I did one side the way I thought I was supposed to do it. And then I did another side the way I believe I was supposed to do it, like after a little bit more experience. And I let it dry overnight, and then we look at it the next morning, and then to see what technique of waxing avoided the freak out factor. So that should be going up soon. I haven't decided if I'm going to put it on my channel or the DIY A Go-Go channel. Because I post videos to two channels. I have my own YouTube channel called Shabalot. 100% this is the streaking factor because, oh hearts, thanks. I'm just babbling here. I don't know, am I talking too much? 100% this is the colors, because this is the Farm Fresh deepening and this is the Apothecary deepening, and they're two different colors because I didn't blend. If you remember, I said I didn't blend in that top coat, so that's making me feel a little good that I believe that these are not really streaks, they're just the two colors deepening. So you can see how horribly I applied the paint because I did not blend it. I don't know. I'm the type of person, I have to know what's going on. If I don't know what's going on, I freak out. I think it's something bad. So that's why I did the experiment. That's why this is making me feel better. And then I'm understanding that it's the different colors that are deepening. It's not streaking. Can any of you understand why this is scary? Like if you were home and you were painting furniture and it was your first time and you put on this wax, can you see why it would freak you out a little bit? Pretty though, I have to say. I am putting on a lot of wax, so you experienced furniture painters out there, let me know if you think I'm putting on way too much wax, because I really appreciate your input. So you can see the contrast better now. You can see that this is not really, some of the wood is exposed, but I'm okay with that because of the process. There's a lot going on, a lot more going on with this piece. It just goes with the whole distressing. It's actually fun. Like this waxing is actually fun if you get over the freak out factor. So also, I don't know if any of you watched my video on the DIY A Go-Go channel. when I painted the nightstand with the beach. And I shared with you guys my mantra for blending. Well, when I was making this video on waxing, I made up a new mantra for waxing. Because that's just the way I am. I like to have a little... it's kind of like instructions for my brain of how I need to do things, so I don't forget. So I make up these little mantra things so I don't forget how to do things. Okay. Woo! Cool, huh? Oh, so this is the what color? The Farm Fresh and the Apothecary. These colors are light, so you can really see. Again, I'm not seeing any chats, so I don't know if Janice, maybe I am. It is going to dry with that look. Is it? Oh, you're asking? No, it shouldn't. Because that would be bad, right? You like it like this? Well, what's going to happen is the wax has deepened the color, and tomorrow, but it's going to keep absorbing, the clay is going to keep absorbing that wax overnight, and over days, actually. It's not overnight. Like, clay is a living thing with moisture. It's just until all of the moisture is absorbed by the clay, it's going to keep getting lighter and lighter and lighter. But it won't be as light as it was. So see, you can look at the difference between the two of them. See the difference between the two of them? Yeah, that's a little crazy. That's a little freak out-ish to me. Because I'm still new at this. There will come a day when I'm going to be like, oh, don't worry about it. That's no problem. But I'm still freaking a little bit. All right. I have one more side to do. So, Mary Ellen, in answer to your question, it won't dry exactly like this. But it will be a little bit deeper than it is without the wax. And like I said, all natural product. There's nothing harmful in here at all. And this is a clear wax. Now we have many colors of waxes. The clear wax will give you just a soft shine, not shiny at all, but just a little sheen, I think is the word. A little sheen when you buff it. So tomorrow, I've just really realized that I can't put the transfers on tonight because I want this wax to get in there before I put on the transfers. And then tomorrow I will buff it with just a cloth, not with a buffer. I will buff it with just a cloth and my own muscles, or Randy's muscles. And then tomorrow night, we'll put on the transfers. Oh boy. I've done a lot with this can of wax. This is something that you have to have. You have to have the waxes. They have to be finished with the wax. So to protect the paint. Makes the paint last a lot longer. Not like this paint's going anywhere, but so that's it. That's that step. So that's all waxed. It doesn't absorb in as much as, like, it doesn't dry as quickly as the paint does. Like, paint dries kind of quick, but the wax, like I said, is going to take a while to absorb. So we have antique waxes, so that I don't want to put an antique wax on this, but sometimes you can get like a dark wax and kind of darken it up. I also have a really cool wax. I'm going to show you some things, guys, because I'm not going to do any more on these. I guess I could be waxing them while I'm talking, but I want to show you something. I went shopping today. I went to Jerry's Art-A-Rama in Providence, and I bought some of the clay that we need for this project. So, I'm going to get it. It's called Creative Paper Clay. And we're going to use a rolling pin or whatever, and we're going to smoosh out the clay. And we're going to take our kindest regards stamp and smoosh it in the clay. And then smoosh it on this furniture. And so that it looks like plaster. It's supposed to look like broken plaster on like a ruin in like, I don't know, Italy or Rome or something like that. So I've got this Creative Paper Clay. This I got at, like I said, the art store, and this is 16 ounces, and it was $8. So, and this is a lot. I will probably use hardly any of this for this project. I also wanted to show you, I also went to Savers today. Savers. I don't know if you guys have a Savers where you are, but I went because I need things to do for these lives, and I've been really wanting to paint a ton of frames. So I found a couple things. Now look, this was $1.99, okay, and it has a Christmas tree shop tag on it, where it was, I think, $3.99 or $4.99 or something like that. Now, it's nothing to look at, right? It's probably plastic. But the reason why I got this, I got two of them. And the reason why I got them is because I want to paint them, and I want to put molds. These are molds. So what you do is I have, so you make these molds out of the paper clay and you stick them on here. So we're going to really Shopify these mirrors and make them really, my puppy is saving us from the running girl outside. So I want to show you the molds that we have. So this one is called Heirloom Roses. So you just press the clay inside there and take it out, and it hardens after a while, and then you just glue it on to your furniture with wood glue. Now look at the quality of these. That's one mold. So that's one mold. So they're very deep. You're not going to get a little flimsy little thing. This one, this is the one I actually think I'm going to use for this. Can you tell what they are? Can you see? They're mermaids. So these are mermaids, and I really want to put the mermaids on this mirror. So that'll be fun, right? And then this one is just trimmings, like just little trimmings, like molding that you would see on different things. This one is called Bird Song. So look at that bird. Look at those birds. That's called Bird Song. This one's called He Loves Me. I don't know why. But it's just big flowers. I see people making jewelry out of these. So earrings. So we can make jewelry. And then there's this one. This one is called Wings and Feathers. Look at that. I don't know what I want to do with that. But it's really pretty. So, is that all I want? Oh, one more thing. And then I also got, oh, it's really heavy. I bought this at Savers. Is it ugly? It was $7.99, which it's really heavy. It's plaster. And it needs painting. So I don't know if how I'm gonna paint it, but I can't. It's so heavy. For $7.99. I mean, you could put it on your table and you could put like flowers in the middle of it, or you could hang it on your wall. I won't need any molds, that's for sure. So those are things that are coming up on my lives. And more. I really want to do jewelry. I think that'll be fun. So this is my 9th live out of 30. So I have 21 more to go. I've only missed one day. I'm proud of myself. And I really appreciate you guys being here. I really, really do. I hope you're all staying safe and are well. I hope you're not sick of my voice. So tomorrow we'll make sure that freak out factor has gone away. It already is starting to fade. So it already is starting. And then we will put on those big, huge transfers. So get ready to try to help me with placement, all right? Okay, guys. Thanks again for coming, and have a great night, okay? Bye.